That's important. That's tough. The tough part of getting into it for me was cutting out like Cokes.
Oh yeah, Coke.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
It's the hardest thing because I think it's the easiest way to get something. You know?
But over time, high fructose corn syrup, I think that is also another general rule across the board.
It's a no-no.
It is bad. Mm-hmm. It's like cancer in your body. So I would recommend anyone avoid high fructose corn syrup, avoid refined sugar, and fried food. Mm-hmm. Fried food in general.
Just in general.
The more raw, like if you're willing to eat some raw foods, raw produce, that's where you're going to get the most nutrients. Because when you're heating up food, it can kill a lot of the nutrients. Not all the nutrients, but some. So.
That's interesting. So you're saying, because right now, you can give me some advice. How about that?
Yeah.
So what would you suggest I do? Because I'm trying to both lose weight, build muscle, and try to get on something where it's a little easier for me. Like I have something cheaty to look forward to.
Yeah.
But
And that's good. Yeah.
But at the same time, make it so it's not such a, I don't know, maybe such a feast there at the end. Because I won't limit myself at all on the weekends.
So what is your favorite cheat meal?
Like my favorite.
Just for taste, not nutrition, not worrying about, just for taste. Okay, what do you like?
I'm going to tell you. I hope you're ready. Because, man, sometimes this is all I'll eat that day.
Okay.
So tomorrow, I'm really looking forward to it because every Sunday there's a badass place near here in Buford called the Bacon Grounds. Shout out to the Bacon Grounds. They make the best breakfast. So what I get is a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant, and it's huge. And they really lay it on, right? And then hash browns with bacon and cheese in them. And then an order of 3 stacked pancakes. And their pancakes aren't no joke, but they're chocolate chip. And I'll have extra syrup.
Okay.
So I'll pour one thing of syrup and they'll be like, you know what? Maybe I should dip them too.
Okay.
And then I'll have ketchup, no high fructose corn syrup. It's like a Whole30 kind of ketchup type of thing.
Oh, well, that's good.
And
lesser of the evils.
Right. And then I'll have a venti iced caramel macchiato.
Oh, wow. Okay. There you go.
Yeah. And that's usually my meal for the day.
Okay.
And I'll eat that slow within the span of 3 hours. And maybe later I'll have something else. But strictly speaking, I don't drink any more Cokes. And when I do drink my calories, it's usually 1 or 2 times a week during the weekend.
Yeah. So your favorite cheat meal, just for, taste, not worrying about nutrition. You said scrambled eggs.
Yes, egg bacon.
Cheese.
A croissant.
And then a croissant.
Yeah, hash browns. And then pancakes.
Okay.
Chocolate chip pancakes.
Chocolate chip, right. Okay, so
Syrup.
So if that's like your favorite, cheat meal, there's a way of making that yourself and make it just a little healthier, a little bit more of an upgrade.
Okay.
So one of the things I'm working on is a Healthy Lifestyles YouTube channel where I talk about, there are going to be yoga tutorials and also like healthy recipes.
Okay.
So, so you can take that meal that you have. So for instance, pancakes. Use coconut oil when you're frying eggs. Like if you're scrambling eggs, I would recommend coconut oil. It's the type of fat in the coconut oil. It's great for frying and antibacterial. It's just the best oil, my favorite oil, to make it a little bit healthier than other oils. So use coconut oil, organic eggs, and then you can prepare the eggs however you want to. Maybe add sea salt.
Okay.
A little bit of black pepper.
Not kosher, because I use Himalayan or kosher.
Himalayan's good, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Himalayan is sea salt.
Okay.
Pink salt, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's got trace minerals.
Well, yeah, I put that in my water.
Yeah,
I'll have that because they say it's better than just regular water.
Yeah,
after
trace
like
minerals.
A workout or something. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, it helps your body absorb. It's super hydrating, right? And trace minerals are good for you in general. So then, instead of taking like pork bacon, maybe turkey bacon.
Is that because of the fat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also the acidity, and the inflammation or whatever. But, just a little less fat.
So the fat in your estimation is what's bad about the bacon. Because in keto, that's kind of what they live off of. They'll replace carbohydrates with fat.
But you can have healthier fat. Like for instance, coconut oil is a healthier fat.
Okay.
It's good for your thyroid. And you can, do your own research about this. Like I said, there's a lot of conflicting information, but pork, I would say, based on my knowledge, is pork bacon isn't as healthy as like a leaner kind of meat.
Gotcha.
But if you want the pork bacon, keep the pork bacon.
No, it's curious.
And just add, instead of adding like refined sugar, maybe add like brown sugar or organic cane sugar or coconut sugar. Just, little things like that.
Like the pancakes, you mean?
Yeah. You can get like organic honey or organic maple.
Dude, that's what I put in my shakes.
Yeah.
I'll have oat milk.
Yeah. Oat milk's great. I love oat milk.
Low-fat oat milk, ice, a plant-based protein.
Yeah.
For the powder. Then a ton of turmeric.
Turmeric is amazing. I was about to say, like, if you like turmeric, you can put that. I've been making these turmeric anti-inflammatory eggs because turmeric is a great anti-inflammatory spice. And so if you take turmeric and a little black pepper, then you're getting some anti-inflammatory benefits right there.
Okay.
So you can add that to your eggs and see how that tastes.
I'm going to have to try that because that's why I got into the kick in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like 3 years ago, for myself, both physically, mentally, shit just hit the fan, and I was trying to clean up my act.
Yeah.
Personally, career-wise, food, everything.
Yeah.
And I've always had issues growing up with heartburn.
Oh,
and
okay.
For the most part, I've had a really shitty diet.
Yeah.
And it went to the point where I had anxiety and depression and all this over the span of years of, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But then when I tried to clean up my diet, slowly it get better. But last year, especially, I got into, trying to find exactly what my triggers were.
Yeah.
Because I had like an endoscopy and they're like, you're good, you're clean, but you have like a very mild form of Barrett's esophagus. So nothing's precancerous or anything. It's
That's
just
good.
there's some scarring over years.
Yeah.
But pretty minor than what it could have been because I was a little worried about it.
Yeah.
But so now adding a ton of turmeric, they said ginger is a good one. So that's what I put in those shakes too.
That's great. Yeah.
And then honey, organic honey, local.
Local honey is good. And if you can afford Manuka honey, Trader Joe's has the most affordable. It's from New Zealand. Manuka honey has medicinal properties. They have bioactive properties that are good for any type of virus and any type of bacteria. Manuka honey, you want to make sure you don't expose it to light or heat because that can change the properties.
Wow. So you don't suggest putting it like in a, Chelsea Horton?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she turned me on to moon milk.
Moon milk.
Yeah.
Okay, this I haven't heard about.
Ooh, it's so good though.
Moon milk?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically just like I take a saucepan, right? I'll warm up oat milk, almond milk, whatever kind of nut milk or whatever.
Yeah.
And then ton of turmeric, ginger, cinnamon.
Cinnamon's also a really good
so good
antioxidant.
Yeah. And then she suggested, I used regular honey, but she suggested using Manuka honey.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize heating it up would change.
It changed the properties.
Like the way it's broken down in the body.
And if turmeric or if honey gets too hot, it can almost become toxic.
Is that right? Wow,
yeah. So I would recommend, not exposing it to heat
or light.
Yeah. If you want to put it in your shakes, just make them, cold.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do.
Or if it's a little bit warm, that's one thing. But if it's like hot coffee I would recommend not.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have never guessed. It's wild, man, the way food can react because they say.
Heat changes a lot about the food.
Totally. And then cooling it down.
Yeah.
Like her with potatoes, it lowers the glycemic index if you boil them or roast them. But then you let them get cold.
Yeah.
And the more you do that, the less of an insulin spike it would cause in your body.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
What's that about?
No, it's so interesting. But I'm fascinated by the science behind food and nutrition, how it affects the body. And so I'm always trying to keep up on the latest research.
Cool. So, I mean, is that something you've always been into?
Yeah. So, I grew up as a dancer.
No way.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I started taking ballet and tap when I was 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
So
from the start.
Yeah. So I, as a dancer, you always want to like take care of your body. So I was always interested in nutrition, even at a very young age.
Wow.
And so it's always been kind of a part of my life. It's trying to be. But the thing is, when I was that little, everything was about fat grams. And so, I was misinformed, right? I was also young and naive.
Aren't we all?
So when I was like that age, everything was about, it's okay if it has 80 grams of sugar, but it's low fat. It's all about what's low fat, zero fat, no fat. That was like the trend when I was like a kid dancer.
Well, absolutely. That was everyone.
I didn't even think about sugar, right?
Yeah.
And so, we're always learning new things. And we think we figured it out, and then by the way,
always something.
Aspartame is actually bad for
Terrible.
you. It leads to osteoporosis.
Sure. No,
Don't drink Diet Coke with aspartame.
Yeah. It's crazy. Some of the new findings they're finding.
Yeah, discoveries.
It's crazy because like one of the biggest things I wanted to get in with fasting was it not only like for me because of the digestion issues, it just gives my body time just to relax, and to your point, I find that when I work out in a fasted, especially if I do have a heavier meal like earlier the previous day, like around lunch or later lunch, man, energy and endurance off the charts.
That's great.
Easily.
That's awesome.
It's pretty crazy. But, if you have it a little too early for me, it's like, that run is killing me.
Yeah.